hate to say it, but you don't have too many of these left. All right, so it's just hanging out with my family in Hawaii. Hawaii is how you have to say it. Hawaii. Can't say Hawaii. You have to put the little apostrophe thing because reasons. Like Turkey's no longer Turkey, whatever the hell it is, and Kiev is no longer Kiev because reasons. Anyway, so how many, and we're sitting in Hawaii. All right, summer's upon us. My favorite time of the year is the fall. So I'm plotting how I can get my butt up to Fryeburg, Maine for the Fryeburg Fair, because I love the Fryeburg Fair. 3 things I love in life: the Fryeburg Fair, Hershey Park, and Cocoa Beach, Florida. I love all those things. And Fryeburg Fair is literally just, it's like, man, it just makes me, I just love going. The smell, the season up there in the fall in Maine, Fryeburg, Maine, which is Western Maine. It's like everything is right when you're at the Fryeburg Fair. So it's like, man, I gotta get to the Fryeburg Fair. It's been a couple years since I've been there, and chat with my wife and whatnot. And then we're sitting in Hawaii and stuff, just kind of thinking. And I started thinking, I don't have that many falls left. You know what I'm saying? I don't have that many falls left. I mean, I'll be double nickels here in 6 days. I'll be turning 55 on next Monday. How many more do I got? 30 at the most? I don't know. Maybe not that many. Maybe 32. I doubt it. I don't think I'm going to live beyond 85, to be perfectly honest with you. I know I've got my man, I forgot his name off the top of my head. He's like arguing, we're going to be living to 100. Look at all these studies. Look at all the genetics. I love the guy, but it's like, we'll see. I heard the same thing about batteries for, 120 years. Pretty soon, batteries, we won't even need to generate electricity. We'll store it. Heard the same thing for years about we're going to be live to XYZ because of Human Genome Project. And we'll see. I'm a skeptic. Anyway, so the point being is most likely I only have 30 falls left or 30 summers left. And if you're, say, 10 years my elder, you probably only got 20. Of those 20, probably 10 aren't really going to be usable, to be perfectly honest with you, in terms of, going to Fryeburg or going to the Cocoa Beach or going to Hershey Park. You better not waste them, man. You don't have time to waste. Now, I get it. We all get, 2 weeks vacation, whatnot. I get all that. Hopefully you're taking advantage of that with your family. But if you're not, what are you doing? I did a video, I think, when I was in Hawaii, when I was pay off the credit card debt. I said, man, don't shirk your responsibility to go on vacation with your loved ones because you don't have the cash to pay for it. There'll be time to pay for it. There'll be time to tighten the belt. Now is not the time to do that if you can get your family aligned. We can spend some quality time. Part 2 of that is, don't shirk your fun either by saying, we can't do this, we can't do that. Like, I don't know, you want to go out to eat. While you're on vacation, don't be a Debbie Downer and say, oh no, we can't go out to eat. We gotta eat ramen noodles. No. No one likes, God likes a cheerful giver. No one likes a Debbie Downer on vacation. Don't do that. I mean, obviously, when we were on vacation, we took surf lessons, we took my kids did jet skiing, and we went on the pineapple tour. All that stuff costs a freaking boatload of money, dude. I'm not gonna lie to you. And you see a credit card bill, you're like, ugh, man. And we, you gotta, economics is scarcity. Discussion around scarcity. You only have so much to do, so much time to do it, so much resource to do it. What do you choose to do with your scarce resources, scarce time? That's literally what economics is. It's not econometrics and all this stupid stuff. You get scarcity in your life inherently. How do you choose to deploy your limited resources to what? That's the basic study of economics. So when you're on vacation, we have scarce resources. We can't do everything, and B, we can't afford everything. If my wife wanted to go to a catamaran, I didn't want to go to a catamaran. Freaking expensive too. And And we didn't have enough time to do it anyway. So we did other things because ultimately we were there for my son's graduation, high school graduation. So we said, what do you want to do? You know, we can do these options, and this is the ones he chose. I said, cool. That's what, so we, you know, you can't do everything, but you should do something. If you're just like, I'll do my vacation later, so I got to make this money. Dude, I think you're making a huge mistake, man. I think you're making a huge mistake. Oh, you're just saying that to justify your expenses. Yeah, probably. Yeah, I probably am. But you can sit there when you're 68 years old, say, man, I'm glad I sat at that desk, or I'm glad I went out on that job, instead of going to a vacation with my kids and my wife, or my grandma, or something like that. No, man, you're not. You just think about that, what, Cat Stevens? No, what's the hell? Who does Cats in the Cradle? It wasn't Cat Stevens. I can't remember who did Cats in the Cradle, but you know what I'm talking about. When you're coming home, son, I don't know when we'll get together, son, yeah. Or dad, something like that. Dude, time's a wasting. You don't got that many left. So you probably got 85 years of the fall. You know, the first basically 18 you're not really responsible for because you're not in charge of your own life. The last, we'll say 10 to 15, we'll say 10. You're not really responsible for because you're old and kind of decrepit. You're just old, you know what I'm saying? So of the 85 years falls to go to Freiburg Fair, discount 20, so we only got 60. All right, the vast majority behind you already because you're like me, you're probably in your 50s or 60s. And you're sitting there thinking, I don't have that many left. You know, again, I probably got 15 left. Am I gonna be able to make it every single time? Of course not. But I at least want to make it 5 times. You see what I'm saying? Am I gonna be able to go to a Bruins game every single year? I've never been to a Bruins game. I've been to a Celtics game. We went last year with my son, went to Boston. Will I go to another one? I don't know, but my next thing is a Bruins game. I've never been to a Patriots game. Will I go to a Patriots game? Absolutely. Probably this year. The point being is you don't have that many football seasons left. You know, if you're a college football fan, you don't have that many times to go see University of Georgia, you know, whip up on Alabama. Not that you want to go see the SEC play because we know it's all staged. SEC is the best in the conference, best in the college. It's like, yeah, I would be the best too if I had an automatic bid every year. But now we have a real college football playoff, and guess what? SEC, remarkably, isn't winning anymore. Kind of weird, isn't it? Kind of weird. The SEC was the best. Yeah, I get it. When you had the BCS and then you had your stupid 4 team, the SEC would automatically get at least 1, if not 2 bids every year. Again, that'd be like saying the AFC East is the best if you put the Patriots in the Super Bowl every year. You see what I'm saying? Because they're going to win more than they lost. So it's to say that the AFC East is the best because look how many Super Bowls the AFC East won. You know, yeah, but you put the Patriots in there every year. You know, and they won, 6 and lost 3? So they're the best division, football. Same thing with SEC. SEC's the best conference. Look how many college championships they've won. Yeah, some years you had two teams in there. Out of a whole college football, the SEC got 2. I mean, at some point, you're going to have to say, we were given a benefit that no one else had. Anyway, don't lose your time worrying about finances. Again, that's not to say you freaking sit there and light cigars at dollar bills. I'm just telling you, man, I've talked to so many people in my career. And the one thing, look at that bright blue sky there. Oh, it's beautiful. It's supposed to be cloudy all day today. The one thing I've seen, at least in my client base, more afraid to spend than they are lighting cigars at $100 bills. I'll tell you that right now. They're not lighting cigars at $100 bills. They're more afraid to spend. And I got to tell them, I said, I give you permission to spend. All right? And I can do the same for you. Big old. One thing about Hawaii is all these chickens out there in Maui. It's like, what the hell? Chickens everywhere. There's a big old vulture right there. All right. God bless. Smash, subscribe, and don't be a loser. We'll see you.